Introduction. The burden of unhealthy connections in our journey toward personal growth and success. We often focus on what we need to add to our lives, more discipline, better habits, or new skills. However, we rarely talk about what we need to subtract. We carry the weight of relationships that no longer serve us, often out of a misplaced sense of loyalty or a fear of confrontation. The truth is, some people do not deserve an explanation for why you are distancing yourself. Some relationships need to end quietly without drama, without a final talk, and without giving the other person ammunition to twist your words or play the victim. This is the philosophy of quiet elimination. It is not about being cruel. It is about self-preservation. Here are the 10 types of people you must quietly remove from your life to protect your energy and your future. 1. The chronic victim. The professional sufferer. All know someone who seems to live in a perpetual state of crisis. For the chronic victim, every conversation is a therapy session where they are the patient and you are the unpaid therapist. The pattern. If you share an achievement, they overshadow it with a struggle. If you mention a problem, they redirect the focus to their bigger problem. They don't want solutions. They want an audience. Why they must go? They are emotional vampires. The more you help, the more they need. Trying to save someone who is addicted to their own drowning will only pull you under. The quiet exit. Stop responding immediately to their crisis texts. Let calls go to voicemail. Reduce your availability until they find a new audience for their drama. 2. The opportunist. The fair weather user. This person treats your friendship like a convenience store. They disappear for months, only to resurface with, "Hey, bestie," the moment they need a favor, a loan, or a connection. The pattern. Their outreach is always transactional. Once they get what they need, they vanish until the next crisis. They are never there during your low points, but they expect you to be the foundation of their recovery. Why they must go? You are not a person to them. You are a resource. The quiet exit. Next time they reach out after a long silence, simply don't respond. You don't owe an explanation to someone who only values you for what you can provide. 3. The dream killer. The negative realist. When you share a new goal, starting a business, changing careers, or learning a skill, the dream killer is the first to tell you why it won't work. They disguise their negativity as concern or being realistic. The pattern. They project their own fears and limitations onto you. Your growth threatens them because it highlights their own stagnation. Why they must go? You cannot build a big life around small-minded people. Their skepticism acts as a slow-acting poison to your ambition. The quiet exit. Stop sharing your plans. Share your results after you've achieved them. Distance yourself so their reality doesn't become yours. 4. The gossip. The entertainment merchant. A person who gossips to you will eventually gossip about you. They treat your private information as social currency, trading your secrets for a moment of attention. The pattern. You confide in them, and within days, your story has traveled through your entire social circle, usually twisted for maximum drama. Why they must go? Trust is the bedrock of any relationship. Without it, you are just providing content for their drama channel. The quiet exit. Keep conversations strictly surface level. Become boring to them. When you stop giving them tea, they will move on to a more interesting source. 5. The competitive friend. The secret. Had real friends feel genuine joy at your wins. The competitive friend, however, feels a sting of insecurity. They respond to your success with subtle digs, backhanded compliments, or by immediately one-upping you. The pattern. If you buy a car, they talk about their friend's better car. If you get a promotion, they remind you of the stress it will bring. Why they must go? You shouldn't have to dim your light just so someone else doesn't feel blinded. The quiet exit. Stop seeking validation from them. As you stop feeding their addiction to comparison, the relationship will naturally wither. 6. The boundary violator. The guilt tripper. These people believe your time, energy, and resources belong to them. When you say no, they don't respect it, they try to negotiate it. The pattern. They accuse you of being selfish or changed when you set a limit. They weaponize your kindness to make you feel like the villain for having a life of your own. Why they must go? Respect for boundaries is a prerequisite for a healthy relationship. Those who get angry when you set boundaries are the ones who benefited most from you having none. The quiet exit. Enforce your boundaries without justification. Say "I can't make it" and leave it at that. Let them be upset. Their reaction is their responsibility, not yours. 7. The nostalgia anchor. The high school peaker. This person is stuck in the past. They constantly bring up old stories and the good old days, resisting the person you have become today. The pattern. They mock your new habits or your professional growth. They want you to stay the old version of yourself because it makes them feel safe in their own refusal to change. Why they must go. You are a growing human being, not a museum exhibit. You cannot move forward if someone is constantly pulling you back to a chapter you've already finished. The quiet exit. Disconnect from the reruns. Spend time with people who are excited about your future, not just your history. 8. The perpetual criticizer. The fault finder. Nothing you do is ever quite right for them. Your job isn't good enough, your partner isn't right, and your choices are always questionable. The pattern. They disguise their toxicity as helpful feedback. In reality, they are miserable and need to find flaws in others to feel superior. Why they must go. Constant criticism erodes self-esteem. You deserve a circle that provides constructive support, not constant demolition. The quiet exit. Stop asking for their opinion. Withdraw your life from their scrutiny. 9. The energy drainer. The psychological black hole. Have you ever spent 30 minutes with someone and left feeling like you just ran a marathon? These are the energy drainers. The pattern. They emit a constant frequency of negativity, complaining, or chaotic energy. Even if they aren't attacking you, their presence alone is exhausting. Why they must go. Your energy is a limited resource. If you spend it all managing someone else's vibe, you won't have any left for your own life. The quiet exit. Trust your body's physical response. If you feel drained after seeing them, start becoming increasingly busy until the connection dissolves. 10. The integrity compromiser. The corrupt orthos is the most dangerous type. They encourage you to cut corners, lie, or behave in ways that conflict with your core values. The pattern. They mock your principles and pressure you to abandon your standards. They need you to compromise your integrity so they don't have to feel bad about theirs. Why they must go. Character is everything. Anyone who asks you to trade your soul for a shortcut is an enemy of your future. The quiet exit. No discussion is needed here. Remove yourself from their influence immediately before they successfully erode your principles. The strategy. Why quiet is the key. You might feel the urge to have a big talk to explain why you are leaving. Resist it. Here is why. 1. Toxic people lack self-awareness. Explaining your feelings to a manipulator is like teaching philosophy to a brick wall. They won't understand, they won't change, and they will use your vulnerability against you. 2. It avoids unnecessary drama. A loud exit gives them a reason to play the victim and recruit others to their side. A quiet exit leaves them with nothing to hold on to. 3. The slow fade works. Stop initiating. Respond with short, polite, but vague answers. Become less useful and less interesting to them. Eventually, they will seek a new source of energy elsewhere. Conclusion. Choosing peace over chaos. Eliminating these 10 types of people is not an act of hate. It is an act of extreme self-love. When you clear the weeds, the flowers finally have room to grow. By removing those who drain, judge, and compromise you, you will find that your mental health improves, your focus sharpens, and your energy returns. You don't owe anyone an exit interview regarding your peace of mind. Your responsibility is to protect the person you are becoming. Remember, not everyone who started the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. Let them go quietly, and keep moving forward.